I think that's a great piece of wisdom for anybody listening. Do you think that there's a time to start thinking that way? And can you start thinking about that too soon for it to be valuable, or is it never too late to start thinking with ultimately where do I want this business to end up?
I think you can start from day one because
Okay.
all of those scenarios that I put out there, I mean, other than
Hmm.
essentially shuttering it or declaring bankruptcy, which are two exits,
Hmm.
um, all of them require the same things.
Hmm.
They require processes, they require good financial management, they require good people. Some people would say they require repeatable sales, like think software
Yeah,
as a
like a
service is a perfect example of that.
right subscriptions, retainers, things like that.
Right, stuff like that. So
Okay.
there are the same logic applies to a well-run business as an owner, so
Hmm.
you're not constantly running around like a chicken with your head cut off. You aren't. I always think of it this way too. Are you running a business, or are you just a whole bunch of people doing stuff? you know
I've seen a
what are
lot of
you
those.
right? What are you actually trying to accomplish? Is everybody on the same page? All those things matter today, and it matters as you're working towards that long term plan. So, when I was a solo, one of the first things
Hmm.
I did was I'm like, okay, we are going to take holidays off. I have
Hmm.
heard too many business owners that just work through Christmas or something like that. Like, that's not going to happen. So I built a holiday schedule. It was probably my first policy I had for my business. And it was just for me to make sure I
Yeah.
could say, I'm sorry, it's Christmas, we're closed. And I think too
Right.
many
Wow.
business owners don't start with setting those boundaries. And then the boundaries get all
Hmm.
mushy. And now you're doing everything. There are no limits. You'll do anything. And so if you can't say no, you start losing your ability to say yes to the right things.